You just crossed over and realized you have the power to pause time. But right when you planned to use this ability to do something naughty, you found out you could only stop time for 1 minute a day. Come on, what can you even do in 1 minute? Not enough time to even get your pants off. The only thing to be happy about is this minute can stack up. If you don't use it today, the next day you'll have 2 minutes. After 2 months, you'll have 60 minutes. Just perfect. Just as you were dreaming about a bright future. A bullet's roar snaps you back to reality. Right in front of you appears a revolver. It's a forbidden item of this era, Breath of the Bones. A century ago, a huge disaster swept the globe, causing some species to mutate heavily. And forbidden items were born. Breath of the Bones is one of them. It turned into this from a regular revolver, and it has some freaky abilities. At this moment in your town, 2 main gangs are fighting for the right to use it. To use a forbidden item, you have to meet its containment conditions. Breath of the Bones has a simple condition. You have to gamble your fate with a roulette. The 6-round revolver only gets 1 bullet. Both people take turns firing at themselves. Whoever survives gets Breath of the Bones approval. Right now, the gang from East Side sent 3 guys, and all their heads got blown off. They dropped dead. Boss Tanji promised anyone who steps up now would be his right-hand man. No one dared move forward. Only you stepped out. It was 11:57 p.m. You cursed under your breath for being early, because you already spent today's pause time, so you had to stall till midnight reset, to buy yourself more time. You suggested to make it more exciting, so you pulled out 5 more bullets. You wiped each one clean. Before loading them, with 1 bullet, that's 1/6 chance of dying. Now with 6 bullets, it's a 100% hit rate. But I bet the gun jams. Everyone gasped in shock. This isn't a gamble. It's suicide. But because your play was so insane, no one dared rush you. You dragged out the loading process, burned up those 3 minutes. Cylinder locked in place. Bullet loaded. You grab the gun and pull the trigger, stunning everyone. Just then the midnight bell rings. You silently say, pause. The world feels like it stopped. Everyone is frozen like statues. In this absolute stillness, the only one who can move is you. A teenage boy pulling off a miracle. At the exact moment time froze. You quickly flipped open the cylinder and started pulling out bullets. Faster, faster! Don't waste time. Time is life. Ever since you learned you only get 1 minute a day, you did the math? 365 minutes in a year. Only 60 hours after 10 years. So little time to use this power. Time is life. Here, it's real. Because you were anxious. The first few tries failed to pull out the bullet. On the 4th try, you finally pulled out the bullet that was supposed to fire. After finishing all this, you pressed the gun back to your temple and put on your usual calm smile. In your mind you say resume. With a buzz, time started flowing again. No one knew time had ever stopped. Everyone was still focused on you. And the gun in your hand. Click. The firing pin made a loud sound. But nothing happened like everyone expected. No smoke. No fire. Just that same calm smile from the boy. After a long moment, everyone finally realized the gun really jammed. A 6-bullet roulette. Even if the King of Heaven showed up, he'd still have to take a shot. But you came out totally unscathed. Someone wanted to check the gun, but saw the breath of the bones in your hand, burst out with blinding blood-red light, wrapping you completely. That's the sign of a successful containment. This erased all doubts instantly. Even the forbidden item acknowledged you. What reason would they have to question you now? You weren't surprised. If a 6-bullet roulette couldn't achieve containment, then Breath of the Bones would be rude. But you didn't expect to get a perfect containment this time. Most people only know forbidden items can be contained, but don't realize there's regular and perfect containment. Regular containment means the user just barely meets the item's requirement, and the forbidden item will work for you, like boss and employee. But perfect containment means you far exceed the requirement, making the item totally submit to you, like master and servant. The difference between regular and perfect containment shows in the outcome. Take Breath of the Bones as an example. Its ability is to draw your life energy and attach it to the bullet. Bullets get stronger. Mutant beasts that regular guns can't hurt. Breath of the bones can damage easily. But since it draws your life force, it hurts your body. If you fire too much, you could end up drained. But perfect containment is totally different. It still draws your life force, but when it kills an enemy, it absorbs life energy from them and gives it back to you. So, not only do you not lose energy, you get even stronger each fight. The difference is clear. After containment, the task is to deal with mutant beasts surrounding the town. But you know it's not the right time, because your accumulated pause time is way too little. Subtract the 10 seconds you just used. Only 50 seconds left. Way too risky. So the first day Boss Tanji wanted you to fight. You made an excuse and said, there's a saying, sharpening the axe doesn't delay the work. If my aim is off, how can I rush into action? Tanji thought you made sense. So he took you out for target practice all day. The next day, Tanji figured you should hit the target now and asked you to fight again. You waved him off impatiently. There's a saying, don't rush hot things. Mutant beasts won't wait for you. So let's practice moving targets today.
Tanji kept his anger in check
And agreed reluctantly. On the third day, Deputy Bai, even moving targets were practiced. Our food is almost gone. If we don't move soon, we won't last. Old Ten always says something wise. Like, haste makes waste. You just got started. Tanji is about to explode. Damn, where do you get so many sayings? He's so mad he wants to crack your skull open, just to see how many sayings are in there. He's seriously thinking of killing you. But it's not the right time yet. After 3 days of waiting, your time reserve has reached 3 minutes and 50 seconds. That time is enough to kill 2 gang leaders and their crews. You know, they only see you as a beast-slaying tool, but you're also using them to kill those mutant beasts outside. Your own strength isn't enough. You need their help to stall, so you can land the final kill. You still have your time stop as a hidden card, but who knows if it's enough. This time, your target is the mutant hound. You arrive at the city gate. Same plan as before. The others keep the hounds busy. You use the breath of bone for a deadly attack. The fight breaks out immediately. Bullets weave a fierce web of fire, covering the hounds. Blood splatters everywhere, but it's just surface wounds. One hound takes a bullet to its eye, leaving it stunned for now. Xiaobai, shoot. Tanji shouts at you, angry and shocked. You fix a cold glare and aim your gun right at the hound.
Bang!
A crimson bullet slices the air, blowing up against the hound's head. The power of the forbidden item is terrifying. Right after you fire, your vision goes dark. Your body suddenly feels empty. That's backlash. But luckily, once the hound is dead, a warm energy flows from the breath of bone. It restores the health you lost, and even strengthens you a bit. That refreshing surge lifts your spirits. No need to hesitate. Just keep fighting. You fire several shots in a row. Corpses pile up all around. Tanji cheers up when he sees this. At this rate, he doesn't even need to fight. You'll end up killing yourself. He laughs for a moment, but soon stops. Because your shooting never stops. Dealing with mutants is a marathon. But you're acting like you want to run yourself dry. That's not what he wants. You can die, just not right now. He speaks up to advise. Xiaobai, slow it down. If you keep going, you'll die. You let him call your title at work. But your shooting never pauses. Now's your moment to shine. No way you'll let it slip by.
Tanji is totally confused.
Deputy Bai, please stop your power. We're running out of bullets. Let's come back tomorrow. You finally stop and retreat with the main team back to base. Back at your place, you feel your body brimming with power. You crack a slight smile. Just now, you took out 12 hounds. The breath of bone returned 12 bursts of health. Your malnourished body is freshly revitalized. But what really excites you isn't just getting stronger. Even better, you can now save more time. It's simple. With 1 minute of frozen time, a weak guy can run 300 meters. A strong guy can run 600 meters. Time stop is your trump card. But it's got a clear flaw. It's limited, so you must use that limited time to accomplish more and gain more power. On this wasteland, there are not only disease masters, but also powerful gene and cyber enhancers, plus mysterious supernaturals. To survive, Only power matters. As you're thinking about your next move, a faint scraping sound suddenly rings out in your room. A supernatural sees an old yellowed letter float straight in through the window. It says in blood red letters, "Tonight at midnight, meet me in the woods, or you won't live." Such a creepy moment doesn't scare you at all. Instead, it fires up your killer instinct. Man, I grew up fearless. You've got super time, 2 minutes and 50 seconds left. Even if a god showed up, you'd slap him twice, let alone a supernatural. You instantly activate time stop, grab the breath of bone, and head out the window. Hey, it's a familiar face. Magician Lee Yo-I-Yu, a gambling expert. He works for Westside boss Wang Snake. He's your top rival for the breath of bone.
He thought he had it in the bag.
But then this lunatic showed up. A reckless move let you claim the breath of bone. And Wang Snake broke his right hand. But it ended up being a blessing, letting him awaken supernatural powers. Right now, Li Yu is happily imagining you being scared. The next second, a cold gun presses against his head. You've got 3 seconds. Give me one good reason not to kill you. He recognizes your voice and shouts impossible. He just saw you in the house a second ago. So how did you pop up behind him? But now's not the time to question it. Staying alive comes first, he quickly explains. I'm here to work with you. The 2 big bosses have decided to team up against you. You need a supernatural on your team. But you don't think that reason is enough. You think I don't know their plans? Give me a better reason. He didn't expect even that wouldn't cut it. So he offers up his secret about becoming a supernatural. Finally, you get interested. After the roulette of fate lost to you, the king got furious and ruined my right hand. My magician's hand was the result of 10 years of hard work. With my right hand destroyed, I was ready to die. But thinking about my mom back home, a fire lit up in my heart. Suddenly, my brain stung sharply. And right where my ruined right hand was, a new invisible arm appeared. That's how I awakened my powers. Based on what he said, you figured out how to become extraordinary. First, wreck your right hand. Second, have a mom back home. Li Yu heard your summary and was totally confused. What is this? Reading comprehension? Commander Bai Fu. The key isn't your right hand or your mom. It's about transforming your willpower. Only then is there a chance to awaken powers. You nodded. Yeah, I know. Awakening superpowers has nothing to do with moms. Just joking. Trying to lighten things up. You put down the gun. But you didn't agree to work with Li Yu to take out the 2 bosses. It's simple. You still need them to hunt the hounds, to get stronger. The next day, before you even start hunting, the hounds go into a crazy escape mode. Something scared the hounds, but it wasn't humans running. It was something scarier. The Mitcha Gray Finch, with insane mobility and claws sharp as steel. They're natural enemies to many mutant beasts. Once the Gray Finch showed up, the slaughter began. Everyone knew the town was doomed. Wang Shi and Tanji hid in the safe house instantly, leaving everyone else to get killed outside. A gray finch dropped from the sky, its metallic beak gleaming coldly, piercing someone's skull like a sword. Then it sucked out their brain matter. After it finished feeding, it locked onto you. You quickly activated time pause. A second later, your head would have been split open. Wanna blow my head up? I'll blow yours up first. You aimed your gun at its head and fired. But with hundreds of gray finches, your time power wasn't nearly enough. A massive right hand fell from the sky at that moment, crushing a gray finch. It was Li Yu. You didn't expect him to show up and help. But even with his help, the number of gray finches didn't drop. You thought you were done for. Suddenly, the sound of a sword rang out like a dragon's roar. Sword light flashed, and 5 gray finches split in 2 midair. Their bodice and an armored woman landed together. What a fast sword. Who is that? Is she extraordinary or modified? She looked at you as she landed, then leaped into the flock of gray finches, hundreds strong. Her pure silver cross sword made dragon sounds instantly. Wherever she went, no gray finch could stop her. Someone saw the symbol on her armor and recognized her as a member of the Silent Court. Looks like we're saved, because the Silent Court is a justice league of extraordinary people. After all the gray finches are gone, the woman ignored everyone and walked straight to you. She asked if you wanted to join her group. She'd been watching you the whole time. Couldn't figure you out, but thought you were pretty strong. After learning what the silent court was about, you turned her down instantly. You barely have time for yourself, let alone wasting it on justice. Anyone doing that must be crazy. She didn't push it, and just left. But before leaving, she warned you to go soon, because the beasts from Black Mountain would soon reach here. Wang Shi and Tanji heard about it, and decided to head to Dawn City. But to settle there, you need to buy legal status, which takes lots of money. They set their sights on you and Li Yu. Dawn City needs extraordinary test subjects. One extraordinary can sell for a fortune. There are also lots of forbidden items, those sought by the rich. But when they turned around, they found you two gone. Meanwhile, hearing wheels behind them, Li Yu started to panic.
His mental power was used up.
And you were out of bullets too, meaning no fight left in you. Knowing you couldn't escape, he shouted up to the sky. Mom! Your son can't be good to you anymore. Seeing his devotion, you told him to go first, and you'd hold them off? Right as you finished. Li, you promised to visit your grave on clear bright day, and took off. You didn't blame him for that. He'd risked himself helping you before, which was more than enough. But a second later, he ran right back. Why'd you come back? You asked, surprised. He was breathing hard, but his eyes were determined. I'm scared to die, but I'm even more afraid of living the rest of my life, regretting and blaming myself for leaving a friend behind. That hit hard. You didn't expect Li Yu to be so loyal. Between courage and fear, he chose courage, but the next second, you saw where his courage came from. An SUV drove up from the direction Li Yu had just run. Wang Shi, smirking, jumped out with his crew. He gave Li Yu a mocking look and said, "Why don't you keep running? I knew you'd split up, so I blocked your way ahead of time." After he finished, Li Yu forced a polite but awkward smile. "Zhao Bai, let me explain. You cut him off. Any more talk and feelings will get hurt. Now you're so mad you want to hit someone. That regret and guilt stuck in your mind won't go away. You know you did something wrong, so you might as well risk it all. I'll handle Wang Shi. Tanji is yours. A true buddy in my heart," you yelled, and charged at Wang Shi. Surprisingly, Wang Shi across from you looked like he'd seen a ghost. His face changed suddenly.
His eyes nearly popped out.
Did my courage scare him? Thinking that, Li Yu stopped, and with a scornful tone said, "Wang Shi, blocking me was your worst decision. Today you'll see my powers. I'll beat you myself." He didn't even finish when a strong hand landed on his shoulder. "Excuse me, let me through." That slap shattered his tough guy vibe. He was so mad he wanted to curse you, Zhao Bai. My mom always told me, don't interrupt others when they're talking. Did your mom ever stop mid-sentence? Because she saw a bunch of headless bodies behind you. Now he gets what scared King Snake. Who did this? How? 2 questions. These popped up in Li Yu's mind. No one knows better than King Snake. In his line of sight, he saw you just raise your knife. Then a few heads fell right off their necks. No time to think how you did it. King Snake dropped to his knees with a thud. "Please spare me. I have money, I can give it to you." When he finally ran out of things to say, you pulled out your knife and slit his throat. Slowly, you said, "Kill you. The money's still mine." Then you turned to Li Yu. "Yo, little you. Your mom was right. Just now, you used your time-stop power to kill 2 bosses in seconds." Li, you walked over looking conflicted. "Did you awaken powers too? Worried about your bro's suffering, and worried he'll shine, Land Rover." That's exactly how you act around him. Of course you're not telling him that you can stop time. So you just say 2 words, you guess. Now it's time to figure out where to go. Dawn City is the best place to go. But you two are both broke. You can't even enter the lottery. Right then, a few army trucks rolled in from afar, loaded with a bunch of townsfolk. Definitely not here out of goodwill. You and Li Yu quickly hid. Didn't expect this. The truck stopped right where you were hiding. A soldier jumped down, ordered, "Search the area." "We're still too short. It's those 2. When you heard that, Li Yu was ready to fight. With you backing him up now, he's afraid of nothing. But you know, rushing them isn't going to work. You don't have much time freeze left. So you decide to teach Liu by example. Your survival rules. If they're strong, we play weak. Liu got interested right away. You smeared dust on your face, then raised both hands and ran out, shouting, "Officer, don't shoot, I'm a good guy." Liu was stunned. This your wasteland survival tactic? Like a dog. But he still copied your moves perfectly. The army searched you. After making sure you had no weapons, they put you and everyone else together, kept everyone under guard. Liu whispered, "Where's your breath of bones?" Didn't see you toss it, and nobody found it in the search. You just answered with 2 words, you guess. Of course you still have the breath of bones. It's your power source. Why wasn't it found though? Reason simple. While they searched your shirt, you hid it in your pants. When they searched your pants, you paused time, moved it back to your shirt. If they found it, that'd be a miracle. Late at night, the officer ordered everyone to rest. The clock struck midnight. You immediately woke up a sleeping Liu, telling him to get ready. Liu was confused, bro. This isn't what you said before. Weren't we supposed to play weak when they're strong? They've got 100 armed and loaded soldiers. You decided to teach him another true lesson about being a man. A real man is born free under heaven and earth, can't just live small forever. That totally threw Liu off. Your lesson clashes with your survival rule. When they clash, which do I choose? While he struggled with himself, you were already gone, taking advantage of time-frozen moments. You darted into camp like a cheetah, ready to assassinate the officer. As you reached the tent, you overheard from inside, Mr. Ying. Everyone's talking about the cataclysm outside now. That Pangu project set up before. It's right here in Black Mountain. Not sure if it's true. You paused outside the tent. Pangu project? What project? Why name it Pangu? Suddenly you weren't in a hurry to kill. Wanted to hear what they'd say. Mr. Yin spoke coldly. Don't ask questions you shouldn't ask. You silently pulled out your knife. Forget it. Might as well kill them all. At this moment, the officer inside smiled and said, "This news has almost spread all over Beijing now. Sir, why hide things from your own people?" Mr. Yin fell silent for a moment, but in the end he still spoke up. In the Black Mountain, there's a shelter built before the Great Catastrophe, number 189. The Panyu project was carried out at shelter 189. Turns out when the catastrophe happened 100 years ago, humanity built many shelters to survive. Spots were limited. Only the very top elites were allowed in, and they came up with the Pangu project. That meant storing all civilized tech of that era inside the shelter, as the seed for new civilization after the catastrophe. But things didn't work out as planned. In the end, none of the elites inside made it out alive. Ironically, 5% of those unqualified to enter. And some lucky people found the buried shelters and got their hands on technology from the old era. With this tech, they quickly rose in power. Dawn City was built like this. The real force behind it is Apocalypse Tech Corp.
Now,
The reason they became such a powerhouse in Beijing is that the founder found leftover genetic tech in one of those shelters. Rumor has it, Shelter 189 in Black Mountain holds a Pangu flash drive. It contains gene edit tech, mech suits, AI, super evolution, and more. All the best tech from the past that made you, standing outside the tent, gasp in shock. The origin of the awakened still remains a mystery. But inside this Pangu drive, there's actually a way to awaken superpowers safely. If I could awaken powers myself, imagine the time I'd save. There's also life engineering. That's tech to extend human lifespan. Longer life means more time. I gotta get that Pangu drive. With this thought, you changed your plan. You decided not to kill these people anymore. You're going with them to Black Mountain. But you still wonder, if news about the Pangu drive leaked long ago, then why hasn't anyone gotten it yet? A voice from inside explained the answer. That's because no one could crack Shelter 189's defenses before.
in all Beijing.
Probably only tyrant Yang Ji could break in. Good news is he's almost at Black Mountain now. So now all the factions are getting restless again. As for Mr. Yin inside,
He was hired by Apocalypse Corp for a high price.
to assassinate Jiang Ji. The tyrant's psychic warning range is 3 kilometers. But Mr. Yin is the only sniper. among the zodiac with a range over 3 kilometers. When you heard this, you understood. Apocalypse Corp's plan. They're just using Tyrant to open the shelter, then taking him out and seizing the prize. A classic double-cross move. Right then, someone suddenly came in to report in the army tent, saying a refugee reported someone with a taboo item. At the word taboo item, the officer and Mr. Yin both got interested. You could instantly guess the report was about you. Someone must have recognized you as the deputy chief, so you headed back immediately. Sure enough, not long after, the officer and Mr. Yin showed up with the informant. They walked over. Boss, it's him. Mr. Yin stared at you coldly and said flatly, you have a taboo item. You didn't deny it. You just pulled out the breath of bones. How powerful is this taboo item? Mr. Yin asked you, sounding like a boss. You raised your revolver and said, no bullets. Mr. Yin instantly told someone to bring you bullets. With a click, the bullets were loaded. You shot the informant right away. That's what happens to snitches, mister. Yin didn't care about his life at all, and just murmured, snake-class taboo item. Not bad. This trip to Black Mountain. If you manage to survive, I'll give you a chance to pursue me. With that, she turned to leave. But then, your cocky voice rang out in the room. Did I say you two could leave? You raised the breath of bones and pointed it at them. Liu next to you suddenly panicked. Bro! They're already leaving. Why call them back? It's not like they're stealing your arena. A smirk played on your lips. They didn't take from me, but I want to take Mr. Yin instead. No one expected you to be this bold, daring to target Yin from the Zodiac 12. The taboo item is strong, but it still needs to hit the target. You sure you can land a shot from this far? As soon as he finished, his body instinctively sensed danger. Before anyone noticed, your muzzle was already at the back of his head. Kid, how did you pull that off? He has Hawkeye vision, crazy dynamic eyesight, but still couldn't see your move.
Damn.
Your answer was a bullet. With a pro like Mr. Yin, you went all in for a kill shot. As for the officer, you weren't planning to kill him. You still need him to take you to Black Mountain. And after losing his power suit, he's not a threat anymore. You grabbed Mr. Yin's sniper rifle and started checking it out, wanting to prove his worth. The officer started explaining right away. That's Mr. Hawk's Black Vinyl M300, one of the world's top sniper rifles. It's as powerful as a Jiao-class battle relic. There are 3 relic levels in this world. Snake, Jiao, and Dragon Snake is the lowest. Dragon is the highest. Hearing it's like a Jiao-class relic, your eyes instantly lit up. That's gotta be worth a lot. The officer agreed with a laugh. Of course, if you sell it on the black market, you'd get at least a couple million. When you heard that price, Liu got super excited. Bro, if we sell the black vinyl N300, we'll never have to worry about money again. You corrected him right away. No, I won't have to worry about money. Not us. Liu's face instantly dropped. With the army vehicle providing cover, you all made it to Black Mountain smoothly. Right after arriving, you heard gunshots inside. It was another group, but you saw who they were shooting at. It looked like empty air. A metal whistle went off again and again. The officer beside you seemed to realize something and looked terrified. It's Yusin, he said, running outside. But halfway there, his head suddenly exploded with no warning. Yusin is ranked number 2 in the world for flight speed. Anything he targets doesn't even catch a glimpse of him. Before being sliced open by his speed, voices started complaining in the crowd. Li Zhao, can you actually do this? I paid 2 million for you to protect me. Sounds like a typical rich guy. Bro, you see a chance to make money. So you look at Liu next to you and say, here's your shot to show off. Right now, Gao Bencheng is cursing his luck. He just got to Haishan and already ran into that crazy fast Yusin. They paid big money for an expert, but now there's nothing he can do. Suddenly, he spots 2 figures behind him. Looks like he just found a lifeline. Hey, guys behind me. I'm Gao Bencheng. My dad is Gao Shan, president of Zhenfu Chamber of Commerce. If you can handle this Yusin for me, I'll reward you big time. You secretly give Liu a signal. Liu catches on right away. He mouths 100. You frown immediately and shake your head. Then you mouth 1. Liu's eyes show surprise. Like, how come it's so much? You reply with a determined look. The son of a billionaire is worth it. Li Yu gets it instantly. Then he says coldly to Gao Bancheng, 10,000. Deal. 1,000,000. No questions asked. 10,000? Gao Bancheng is stunned. He even wonders if he heard wrong. 10,000. A dinner for guests usually costs more than that. How could a real pro be that cheap? Now you're fuming. 10,000 Li Yu? Have you never seen money before? But Li Yu still acts all cool, just barely moving his lips. Bro, you're blaming me. One said 100,000. You shook your head, said that's too much. Then you mouthed one. So, of course I said 10,000. You really want to kick him right now. Dude, I was aiming for 100 million. But the scene's already played out. A pro never changes his price halfway, so you just accept the deal. And now it's Li Yu's moment to shine. You see him slowly unwrap the bandage on his right hand. A pale right hand comes into view. Then he strolls right into Yusun's attack range. Gao Bancheng sees him so relaxed and shouts, "Watch out! That beast is insanely fast." You chuckle, "Fast? Is it faster than my hand?" Then, in front of everyone, you raise your right hand. You shout, "Wangji." Time stops. A strange wave of time covers the world. Everyone who was moving looks frozen, like they're stuck in a photo. Everything stands still, including that black lightning Yusin. You're the only one who can move. You leap up, grab the Yusin, break its wings, and put it in Li Yu's waiting hand. Then you zip back to your spot. Time resumes. There's a buzz. The weird time waves fade away.
Everything looks just like before.
Everyone else is still stuck at the moment Li Yu yelled Wangji. Next second, everyone's shocked to see Li Yu's fist really does have a black bird in it. That fierce bird head is still struggling. No doubt it's Yusun. How is that even possible? Li Jia is stunned inside. As someone who has fought Yusun himself, he knows damn well how insanely fast the thing is. Right now, he quietly puts Li Yu on the same level as himself. Li Yu twists Yusun's neck and throws it to the ground. You walk over and finish it off. Then absorb its energy. Everyone's shocked by the forbidden's item. Didn't expect to run into two experts here. One's superhuman. The other has some forbidden's object. Of course, but for them, Li Yu's way above you. Gao Bancheng is the first to come back to his senses. He bows and asks Li Yu, "Your name, please?" Li Yu answers coolly, "Magician, Li Yu." Everyone starts thinking fast, searching their memories. But nothing comes up about the magician. Guess they're behind the times. It's not every day you meet two experts like this. Gao Bancheng offers you both 1,000,000 to join his team. You both agree happily. Didn't think you'd make some bonus cash. While talking, you notice Gao Bancheng doesn't care about the so-called Pengyu project. He really thinks the treasure is worthless. Gao Bancheng just laughs. He explains why. You know how many times this Pengyu project has screwed up? The first 7 tries. All dead ends. To him, the Pengyu project is just a scam. But the tech from the rich in the shelter is real. Now you feel a bit discouraged. Is this all a game for the rich? All that time you spent before, was it wasted? But since you're here anyway, you decide to give it a shot. At that moment, your group spots 2 teams facing off ahead. Gao Bancheng recognizes one guy. It's Zhao Yi, a swordsman with a 5 million bounty. The other side is the well-known Black Panther squad. Looks like they're fighting over a mutated human. They've run into a problem. Now it's easy to handle. Gao Bancheng steps in like a peacemaker and says, "Guys, do me a favor. Let's just drop it, okay?" Black Panther looks pissed. "Do you a favor? Who the hell are you?" Gao Bancheng isn't mad, just smiles. "My dad's Gao Shan. Yeah, the richest guy in Beijing. Gao Shan is your father." Black Panther and his crew freak out. Guess they've seen the rich lists often. Gao Bancheng casually pulls out a stack of checks. And a pen. "This ginseng is worth about 1.5 million. I'll round it up to 2 million. You two split it 50-50. Tearing sound. Gao Bancheng rips off 2 checks and hands one each to Zhao Yi and Black Panther. Both look at their checks at the same time, and both freeze. 2 million, you get 2 million too? Is this how rich people split 50-50? Gao Bancheng smiles and says, "I'll pay double, and buy the ginseng off both of you. Consider it making friends, okay? Now the two of them can't believe their eyes. Blinded by Gao Bancheng's money vibe, they exchanged the ginseng. Gao Bancheng then walks over to Li Yu.
He says, "Thanks for saving me earlier, Mr. Li."
This ginseng is for your health. Of course, this isn't part of your fee. Rich kids sure are thoughtful. Li, you still can't talk because of his character. So he just glances at you? Gao Bancheng gets the hint and gives you the ginseng. What a huge win. Just like that. Your team added Zhao Yi and Black Panther. The group walked through the woods. They finally reached the entrance to Shelter 189. The entrance to Shelter 189. It's a huge alloy door seamlessly built into the mountain. The surface is smooth like a mirror. It shines with a cold metallic luster. You can't spot even the tiniest gap. Time hasn't left a single mark on it. Only the quiet vibe shows it has stood here for a century. The Black Panther team clearly wasn't new to this kind of job. They expertly took out high-powered explosives from their packs,
Carefully placing them where?
the door seemed the weakest. Back up! Black Panther waved his hand. Everyone quickly spread out, looking for cover. Gao Bancheng grabbed you. And Li Yu hiding behind a big rock. He looked excited to see what would happen. He was clearly into this wild demolition scene. Very interested. A thunderous blast shook the mountain. A burst of flames shot up from the explosion. Thick smoke billowed everywhere. But when the dust cleared, the alloy door was still standing firm. Forget blowing it open. Not even a scratch was made. Where the explosives were placed, there's only a faintly charred mark. Damn, what the hell is this thing made of? Black Panther spat on the ground. He looked seriously pissed off. His team glanced at each other, and all saw defeat in each other's eyes. Zhao Yi leaned against a tree, holding his sword the whole time. Now he slowly opened his eyes. He glanced over, and closed his eyes again, like this had nothing to do with him. Just as the mood got tense, a suffocating pressure suddenly spread from deep in the forest. It wasn't killer intent, but a raw, overwhelming vibe. As if it could squeeze the air solid, you froze inside. Your body tensed immediately. This feeling was way scarier than any mutated beast you'd seen so far. Even scarier than Sniper Mr. Yin. The forest birds and animals fell silent. Even the wind seemed to stop. Thump, thump, thump. Heavy, rhythmic footsteps came closer. A massive figure, almost unreal, stepped out from the shadows. He was at least 2.5 meters tall. Muscles knotted up, hard as granite. He was shirtless. His bronze skin was crisscrossed with scars. Each scar looked like a fierce metal. He just walked calmly, but his kingly aura made everyone feel short of breath. Tyrant Yang Ji. That name flashed in your mind. It's him, no doubt. Walking behind him were more than a dozen fierce warriors. Their eyes were cold, marching in sync. Clearly a battle-hardened squad. The relaxed look on Gao Bancheng's face was long gone. He instinctively swallowed. He whispered to you and Li Yu, "That's Tyrant Yang Jian." Damn, one punch from that guy could kill a rhino. Li Yu turned pale with fear. His invisible arm under his bandage was even trembling. He was super glad. His side's reputation was well known. Otherwise, he'd be the first to run. Yang Ji looked around the crowd. The Black Panther team can't help but step back. Even the cocky Zhao Yi put his hand on his sword handle, looking serious. When Yang Ji looked your way, you felt a hidden force scanning you, like seeing straight through you. That was his psychic warning ability. You braced yourself inside, but stayed calm on the outside. You met his eyes straight on. Yang Ji watched you for a moment, seemed surprised by your composure, but he didn't say much. He walked straight up to the enormous alloy door. He didn't bother finding weak points like Black Panther.
He just raised his arm, thicker than most people's legs,
Spread his fingers out, and pressed them against the cold surface. If you want to get in, you gotta show what you're made of. Gao Bancheng thought this was his chance. He cleared his throat, stepped forward, forced a friendly smile on his face. "Nice to meet you, Mr. Yang Ji. I'm Gao Bancheng, son of Gao Shan from the True Wealth Guild. Maybe this door needs a special key, or some kind of password. Why don't we work together?" But before he finished, Yang Ji snorted coldly without turning. That snort hit everyone like a hammer. Gao Bancheng choked on his own words. His face turned pale, then green. For the first time, He realized his family and money were useless around certain people. You quietly laughed. Rich kid. Still hasn't been beaten by the wasteland. Right then, Yang Ji pressed his hand on the door. His arm muscles started bulging and writhing intensely. Veins popped up, like little snakes. A visible stream of red energy burst out from his body, flowing down to his palm. Buzz, the alloy door hummed low, like a giant beast waking up. Open up! Yang Ji let out a thunderous roar. The force in his voice even bent the space around him. The ground under his feet cracked, spreading outward in a spiderweb.
Then,
The alloy door, untouched by explosives, started caving in where he pressed, slowly sinking inward. A clear palm print appeared in the solid metal of the door. Everyone was stunned by this inhuman scene. This was beyond human strength. Pure, brutal force. Crack! The metal creaked horribly. Inside the alloy door, countless complex structures were being destroyed by raw strength. When the palm print sank nearly half a meter, something went wrong. Red lights flashed across the door surface. A dangerous vibe exploded instantly. Shit, it's the defense system. Black Panther shouted. He spun around, ready to run. The next second, over 100 razor-thin red lasers shot out from those points, forming a deadly web with zero gaps, covering everyone at the entrance. It all happened too fast to react. Gao Bancheng and Li Yu were right in the middle of the laser net. Their faces were full of despair. At that critical moment, you silently say pause in your mind. The world instantly turns into a frozen black and white picture. Tyrant Yang Ji still has his hands pressed on the door. His face is a mix of rage and shock. The flying red lasers freeze mid-air, like strands of sparkling red crystal. Gao Bancheng's mouth is shaped like an O. Li Yu looks ready to die a hero's death in a funny way. You don't have much time reserve left. Take away what you used up earlier. And there are 2 minutes 40 seconds left. You can't waste it. You make your move without hesitation. Like an arrow you dash out. Your goal isn't to destroy the defense system. That's a waste of time. You leap to Li Yu and Gao Bansheng's side. Grab the back of their collars, one in each hand, and use all your strength to throw them into the safe zone behind you. After doing all that, you only spend less than 3 seconds. You quickly return to your original spot. Then you silently say, resume. But the world starts moving again. To everyone else, what just happened looks super weird. Those scattered lasers were about to turn Li Yu and Gao Bancheng into sieves, when suddenly their feet seem to trip on something. They fall backward, totally out of control, and end up in a really awkward position, rolling straight out of the laser field. Gao Bancheng is a mess. He lands right on his butt and quickly checks himself, only to find he's perfectly fine. His face shows total relief and confusion. Li Yu's pretty much the same. He lies on the ground, staring blankly at where he just stood, now full of tiny holes from the lasers. Cold sweat soaks his back instantly. What just happened? Who just saved us? Li Yu instinctively looks at you, but sees you standing right where you were, as if nothing happened. There's just the tiniest hint of a smile on your lips. Meanwhile, Tyrant Yang Ji responds with his insane strength, making his move next. He doesn't dodge, just screams even louder in rage. Red energy in his body explodes out, forming a shield. He tanks the lasers coming his way. The lasers sizzle on his shield, throwing up a whole bunch of sparks, but not getting through. Break! Yang Ji roars again. The alloy door finally groans under the pressure, with a series of deafening cracks. The huge door starts to slowly crack open. The defense system's lasers stop with it. A wave of thick, dusty air, mixed with the smell of disinfectant, pours out through the door gap. Yang Ji slowly pulls his hands back. His chest rises and falls a bit. Looks like that effort took a toll on him too. He turns around, sweeping his icy stare over everyone, and finally locking eyes with you. This time, there's some suspicion and seriousness in his gaze. Maybe he can't tell what happened during the time stop, but his gut feeling definitely noticed something odd. In that moment, he lost track of Gao Bancheng and Li Yu. Interesting, Yang Ji rumbles. Not sure who he's talking about. He doesn't bother with anyone else, and heads into the dark gap first.
His men follow right behind.
Let's go in too, says Black Panther as the door opens. He calls his crew to follow. Scared Yang Ji will take all the loot. Gao Bencheng gets up off the ground, dusts off his butt, and nervously tells you and Li Yu, "Man, that almost killed me. My feet just went flying. Still, we got lucky. Otherwise, we'd both be done for. Zhao Bai bro. Mr. Li Yu, don't you think we just got super lucky?" Li Yu opens his mouth, wants to say something, but looks at you, and swallows the words back down. The feeling of falling just now was all too real. That was not slipping by himself, but a huge force pushed him from behind. He looks at you differently now. Not just worried about the crazy bro, but in serious awe. You pat Gao Bencheng on the shoulder and laugh, "Young Master Gao. Good people always get lucky. Even the Grim Reaper wouldn't dare take you." Gao Bencheng laughs out loud, clearly loving it. Only you know deep down that 3 seconds just used up. Even more of your time reserve, 2 minutes 37 seconds. In this deadly shelter, that's not much at all. You look at that bottomless black entrance, knowing the real challenge is just getting started. Stepping into shelter 189, a chilling, deathly stillness hits you. This place is nothing like the ruins I expected. Inside, it's surprisingly intact and tidy. Metal floors so polished you can see your reflection. Ceiling lines with evenly spaced light strips. Most of them are out, but a few still remain, flickering stubbornly with a pale glow, lighting up a straight, endless corridor in a sporadic way. The air is thick with the mixed scent of disinfectant and rust. It's so quiet you can hear your own heartbeat. This extreme silence feels more unsettling than any noise. Tyrant Yang Ji's squad is in the lead, their steps steady, moving in a combat formation, clearly experienced with places like this. The Black Panther squad follows closely, gripping their weapons nervously, on high alert scanning the area. You Gao Bencheng, Li Yu, and Zhao Yi trail at the rear at a relaxed pace. Let the strong go first. Let them scout ahead. You whisper quietly to Li Yu. Li Yu nods in complete agreement. He now follows every decision you make without question. Gao Bencheng is eager for the treasure, but he knows his life comes first, so he stays quiet. Zhao Yi still looks indifferent to everything, but his grip on his sword is tighter than before. The group keeps walking for about 10 minutes. Up ahead, the corridor opens up, revealing a massive round central hall. In the middle of the hall stands a lifelike human statue, dressed like a scientist from a century ago. 8 identical metal corridors lead out from around it, heading into the unknown. Just as everyone steps into the hall, a loud bang comes from the corridor behind them. A heavy alloy gate crashes down, sealing off the exit completely. "Crap, it's a trap," yells Black Panther in shock. Almost at the same time, the scientist statue in the center, its eyes suddenly light up red. A cold, emotionless synthetic voice echoes through the hall. "Life form detected. Identity verification failed. Non-eat. Initiating evolution protocol. Their share of it will split from Mr. Yang Ji." Tyrant Yang Ji watches amused. He neither speaks nor stops them.
To him,
This is just ants fighting among themselves, and actually helps clear out the riffraff for him. Seeing Yang Ji's green light, Black Panther gets bolder,
he raises his hand.
ready to give the order to fire. You look at Black Panther's smug face, killer intent boiling inside you. What you hate the most are backstabbing traitors like this. Just as Black Panther's hand is about to drop, you pause your time reserve. 2 minutes 37 seconds starts burning fast. The whole world freezes again. Black Panther's hand stuck midair, his twisted grin frozen on his face. His men's gun barrels spit sparks, but stop in place. An instant before firing, Yang Ji's crew's still watching like it's a show. But you make your move. You choose neither to run nor hide. You blur into motion, dashing right at Black Panther's squad. Breath of bones already in your hand, yet you don't fire. A gunshot would give away your spot. You reach to your waist and draw the knife you took from King Cobra's man, a trophy blade. Your first target isn't Black Panther, but his lieutenant, the guy about to pull the trigger. You slip to his side, strike with your knife like a snake, and neatly slice his throat. No blood sprays, because time is still frozen. Then the second and the third. You move at peak speed. Each strike is clean and efficient. You are like a dancer rehearsing 1,000 times on stage, while those gunmen are just wooden props in your 5-step routine. You choose not to harm Black Panther. Killing him outright is too merciful. He doesn't deserve that simple death. So you go for something nastier? With your knife, quickly and precisely, you adjust his henchmen's gun hands, twisting their aim. So instead of pointing at you, their guns now all target Black Panther. Even after all this, you aren't finished. At the back of their squad, you spot 2 guys sneaking around, trying to activate something on the wall, maybe to trap you all in this area. You scoff and rush over, grab both by the neck, and toss them like trash into the center of the hall, right under the chainsaws and lasers hanging from the ceiling. Every move is swift and smooth, like a flowing river. You check. You've used up 25 seconds of your reserve, with 2 minutes 12 seconds left. Enough time to get back to your spot, standing right between Li Yu and Gao Bencheng, wearing your harmless-looking face again. Time resumes, and things start moving again. Fire! Black Panther finally yells his command. But what happens next blows everyone's mind. Instead of you and your team getting blown away, it never happens. Instead, a few dull thuds ring out. Black Panther feels a sharp chill in his chest, looks down, and sees blood holes spreading across his front. His most trusted lieutenants, guns still smoking, but the barrels are aimed at him in horror. You guys... Black Panther's eyes fill with shock and despair. He dies never knowing why his own men shot him. Even those shooters are confused. They were aiming at you guys, but somehow hit their boss instead. Their wrists felt like twisted by an invisible force, totally out of their control. It's not over yet. The 2 guys you threw into the center regain their senses, still clueless what's going on. But the ceiling purifiers have started up, hitting them with dozens of lasers, cutting them into charred chunks in an instant. Then the spinning chainsaws drop and turn the pile into bloody mash. The scene is a horrific bloodbath.
This chaos.
All happened in a heartbeat. Black Panther's squad is now headless. The few left, staring at their leader's miserable death, scared out of their minds. They throw down their guns and beg for mercy on their knees. Gao Bancheng's jaw drops. He can't close his mouth for a while. He rubs his eyes, wondering if I'm hallucinating. Li Yu shivered all over. He sneaked a glance at you. You looked totally shocked, staring at this brutal scene unfolding. Tisk TSK, amazed by what you saw. What's going on here? Did they suddenly grow a conscience? Just decided to off themselves? That over-the-top acting had a hint of honesty, and some shamelessness behind the sincerity. You've even dared to swear on your mom. No doubt you did this. He can't figure out how you pulled it off. But that doesn't stop him from worshipping you blindly. Zhao Yi, who's been quiet all along, also gave you a deep look now. For the first time, those calm eyes showed a ripple of emotion. His grip on the sword relaxed a bit. He realized this harmless-looking kid might actually be the scariest one in the group. The tyrant Yan Jian, who'd been just watching, finally lost his playful look. Now, instead, he was more serious than ever. His mental warning system went totally blank again. And this time, the blank lasted longer, even more complete. When his senses came back, the situation on the ground had changed completely. He stared hard at you, like he could see through you. He was convinced. You caused all of this. Just this seemingly ordinary kid. Who are you, really? Yang Ji spoke in a deep voice across the hall. This time he asked you directly, facing the tyrant Ji. With that pressure-packed stare, you just shrugged, opened your hands, looking innocent. Mr. Yang Ji, that's quite a question. I'm just a regular guy, trying to survive on the wasteland. As for them, maybe they've done too many bad things. And now karma's caught up. Even you don't believe yourself, let alone Yang Jian. Liu was sweating bullets behind you. Bro, seriously, don't play dumb right now. You're facing tyrant Yang Jian. You could fool Gao Bansheng with that. But trying it on him is suicide. Yang Jian didn't ask any more. He just gave you a deep stare. That look said, I've got my eye on you. He knew words wouldn't get anything out of you. Just then, The turrets and robot arms around the hall, locked onto everyone again. Looks like another round of evolution is about to start. Such theatrics. Yang Ji scoffed, ignoring you, and focused instead on these annoying defense systems. He clenched his fists, slightly crouched. An even wilder red airflow burst out from him, all around him. It formed a vortex over 5 meters wide. Come to me, he ordered his crew. They instantly tightened their formation, gathering around him. You pulled the stunned Gao Bensheng along, and with Liu and Zhao Yi, quietly moved towards Yang Ji too. You're not a fan of Yang Ji's arrogance, but right now isn't the time to fight each other. Using him to block the defenses is the smartest move. You're saving your time power for life or death moments and finishing blows. Can't waste it here. Yang Ji glanced at you guys. Didn't stop you. He probably knows. More people to share the fire is better than fewer. Open fire came from the speakers again. Instantly, the whole hall was filled with lasers and bullets. Chainsaws on the ceiling roared loudly, slashing down. Yang Ji let out a fierce roar. His red vortex shield expanded suddenly, like a giant, unbreakable wall, protecting everyone inside. Clang, clang, clang. Lasers and bullets hit the shield, sending ripples everywhere, but never breaking through. Spinning chainsaws cut into it, causing a screeching metal sound. Sparks everywhere, eventually shattered by the wild airflow. Standing at the edge of the shield, you feel that immense power. Quietly judging, Yang Ji's strength lies in his pure, intense physical power and energy bursts. This kind of brute force no one else in the wasteland can match. But his weakness is clear. Not flexible enough. Attacks are pretty straightforward. Your time stop ability just happens to counter power types like him. The fight lasted nearly 5 minutes. At last the defense attacks paused, probably out of energy. Yang Ji dropped his shield. He was breathing heavier, sweat breaking out on his forehead. Keeping up that strong defense really drained him. Go to the central control room. Yang Ji didn't wait a second, picked one of the 8 tunnels, and rushed in with his team. Gao Bensheng said, Xiaobai, hurry up. Let's keep up. The Pangyu USB has to be in the control room. You shook your head, pointed to another tunnel. No, we're taking this way. Why? Liu didn't get it. Isn't it safer with him? Think about it, when he gets that Pangyu USB, will he let us live? You pushed back. Right now, he needs us as cannon fodder while fighting these traps. But once we reach the end, we're his first targets. He'll take us out right away. Li Yu and Gao Bancheng realized. Chills ran down their spines. Let's take this path. What if it's not the control room? Gao Bancheng was still hesitant. My guess is, all 8 paths lead to the same place. Look at that scientist statue. Lost in thought. This is more like a filter. The designer wanted people to pass different trials and eventually meet up, not crowd into one path. Your logic is sound, plus your mysterious performance earlier has made Gao and Li trust you completely. All right, Xiaobai. Brother, we'll follow you. Gao grit his teeth, decided to risk it. Zhao Yi said nothing. He just silently followed you, choosing with his actions. The 4 of you entered the tunnel. This one was different. The walls weren't cold metal, but reinforced glass. Through the glass, you could see massive eco-labs outside. Some had lush, bizarre plants. Others held specimens in jars. Even some giant incubation tanks, with vague shadows inside. The scene felt eerie and high-tech. It was bone-chilling. My God, are these pre-cataclysm experiments? Gao looked at the specimens, his face turning white. Just then, you suddenly stopped. Your gaze locked onto one lab's glass wall, a small metal plate in the corner, with a line of small text. Due to age? The plate was blurry, but you barely read it. Project code, Prometheus. Goal, clone superhuman genes. Explore mind and matter links. Your heart skipped a beat. Prometheus stole the fire, gave it to the god Pangyu. The USB has the awakening method. And here is the actual gene lab. You had a bold hunch. Maybe Project Pangyu isn't about the USB, but these labs everywhere, representing different tech fields. The USB itself is just an index.
A summary.
While you were thinking, Li suddenly shouted, "Shao Bai! Look at that." You looked where he pointed. Deep in the Prometheus lab, inside a massive glass tank, was a whole human brain. Countless fine wires connected to the brain. Below the brain, a faint blue light was blinking rhythmically. The light felt strangely familiar. A flash of insight hit you. You recall the hologram. That projection. Is it controlled by this brain? A bolder idea emerged. If I control this brain, can I control the whole bunker? The thought made you tremble. This is far better than a USB. But how to get in? The lab door is locked. It's indestructible alloy. Time to be useful, Master Gao. You turned to Gao Banzheng. Gao was stunned. What can I do? I can't pick locks. You don't need to. You pointed to a palm-sized slot. See that scanner? I bet only guild top brass can open this door. How do you know? Gao looked bewildered. You're just guessing, of course. But you recall Yin mentioning Apocalypse tech behind Dawn City started from a certain bunker, using the gene tech inside. Gao's father is the richest man. Between him and Apocalypse tech, there must be deep links. Maybe the guild
Itself?
is just their public proxy. You're betting on that. Bunker 189 and the guild have a secret history. Don't ask how I know. Just try it. Maybe. Your dad visited here years ago. You joked. Gao was skeptical, but he walked over and pressed his hand on it. Authenticating. Gao Shan lineage confirmed. Welcome, Mr. Gao Bancheng. Prometheus Laboratory. Access granted. A cold electronic voice rang. The alloy door slid open. Gao was stunned. He stared at his hand. Then at you. His jaw dropped. What else is my dad hiding? You ignored his shock and rushed into the lab. Li and Zhao followed. Inside the lab, instruments sat in eerie silence. You headed for the brain tank. Close up, you noticed. On the tank's base, a slot and a small screen. The screen displayed a line. Enter Supreme Command. Spark, spark. You were overjoyed. It matched your guess. As you went to enter it, alarms suddenly blared. Red lights flashed wildly. Alert, alert. Illegal entry in core area. Tyrant Yangji breached B7. Heading for control room. ETA. 3 minutes. Alert. External signal detected. Apocalypse units breached. Entering bunker. The alarms made you pale. Yangji is almost there. Apocalypse tech is here too. Time is running out. You looked at the screen. Then at your remaining time. 2 minutes, 12 seconds. You grit your teeth. A crazy plan formed. You turned to them. Li Yu. Zhao Yi, guard the door. No matter who it is, hold them off. 3 minutes? Li turned pale. 3 minutes, bro. Outside could be the tyrant. Or an entire army. If we fail, we die. Your eyes were sharp as knives. Trust me, Zhao Yi glanced at you.
He didn't ask much.
Just nodded. Holding his sword, he walked to the door. You watched Zhao Yi's back, then looked at your own determined eyes. Finally, you bit your lip.
Damn it.
I'll do it for my mom back home. After saying that, he followed Zhao Yi and ran to the door. He undid the bandage on his hand, watching the two walk away. You take a deep breath. All your attention is on the pot in front of you. This is the moment everything hinges on. 3 minutes for regular people might just be enough to make a cup of instant coffee. But for Li Yu and Zhao Yi outside, every second of those 3 minutes could feel like an endless century. Tyrant Yang Zhan, that name, is a mountain you just can't climb. He just stands there. That overwhelming presence makes the air thick. It's hard to even breathe. Interesting little bugs. Yang Zhang glanced past the two of them, as if his sight cut through the metal door, and saw you working inside, busy as ever. And awakened? A pretty decent sword fighter. Trying to stop me, huh? Li Yu's legs were shaking, but he braced himself. He put that invisible arm in front of him. Mr. Yang Jian, first come, first served, right? Our boss wants what's inside. He said that out loud, trying to sound tough. Inside, he was screaming, Brother Bai, hurry up. My mom's still back in the village, waiting for me to fix the roof. Zhao Yi, though, was much simpler. He just held his sword across his chest, the tip lowered slightly, standing there like a rock. silently making his stand. First come, first served. Yang Jian grinned. That smile was pure cruelty and contempt. Out here, fists make the rules. If you want to die so badly, I'll help you out. Before he even finished, he moved. No fancy tricks. Just one step forward. The metal floor caved in beneath his feet. He shot forward like a cannonball. That massive body was pure pressure. Enough to break a weaker will instantly. Li Yu yelled again. His invisible arm suddenly grew huge, turning into a giant shield, to block Yang Jian. At the same time, Zhao Yi's sword swung. No intense slash, no fancy moves, just a silver flash at insane speed. That silver streak didn't go head-to-head with Yang Jian, but instead came in from a tricky angle, stabbed for the exposed gap under his ribs as he charged. They pulled off a perfect combo right then. One went all defense. The other attacked, but they were up against the tyrant. Li Yu's invisible arm clashed with Yang Jian's fist, letting out a deep booming sound. Li Yu felt an overwhelming force, was knocked back like he'd been hammered, and crashed hard against the wall. Blood rushed up his throat, and he spit it out. His invisible arm instantly dimmed, almost vanished. Just one punch, and Li Yu's shield was broken. And then Zhao Yi's deadly sword stroke was just about to stab into Yang Jian, when under Yang Jian's skin, a surge of crimson energy rose up. His muscles hardened in a crazy way. The sword tip hit with a clang like metal on metal, sparks flying everywhere. Zhao Yi just felt
His sword.
stabbed something way harder than steel. The rebound made his hand go numb, and forced him to stumble back. On Yang Jian's chest, only a tiny white mark appeared. Nice teamwork. Yang Jian stopped, rolled his neck, making cracking sounds. But against real power, skills are useless.
He raised his fist again.
This time, the crimson aura even thicker. Obviously, he wasn't giving them another shot. Li Yu and Zhao Yi looked totally hopeless. Meanwhile, inside the lab, sweat covered your forehead. Come on, the fire seed, the fire seed. You stared at the screen. Your brain was working overtime. This damn thing doesn't have a keyboard, and it's not touch screen. How do I input anything? Time was ticking down second by second. The dull pounding and Zhao Yi's groans outside made you crazy anxious. Damn, what a piece of junk. In a split second, you raise your hand and slam it hard on the pod's console, on that cold metal surface. The moment your palm touches the console, the palm scanner actually lights up. Beep life sign detected. Full match in progress. Your heart skips a beat. Could it be just pure luck? You don't hesitate anymore, staring at that tiny screen. You shout out the word with all your strength. Fire seed, highest clearance command confirmed. Prometheus. Core control handover starting. Welcome, Commander. That cold electronic voice now sounds like music. DZZT. A huge stream of info floods your mind. You feel your consciousness leave your body and merge with Vault 189. Countless camera feeds, system stats and device statuses flash by. You see in another corridor, Yang Ji's men fighting the patrol bots. You see at the vault entrance, a well-armed squad with Epoch Deck insignias on their armor, trying to force the gate open. You even see deep under the mountain, a massive fusion reactor still running, the very heart of this iron fortress. And all this happens in just a split second. Your mind snaps back to reality, fixed on the central hall camera. Yang Ji's fist is already raised high, about to smash Li Yu and Zhao Yi to a pulp. You crack a cold smile. Think you can play rough in my house? You're not even close. A single thought. Central hall. As Li Yu gives up, eyes shut, ready to meet his maker. Death doesn't come. He opens his eyes, confused. And then he sees something he'll never forget. Yang Ji, the tyrant, his fist strong enough to shatter stone. Frozen in midair, not because he wants to, but because he has to. All at once, the walls, ceiling, and even the floor slide open with hundreds of hidden panels. Heavy machine guns' barrels, plasma cannons lit with blue arcs, and all kinds of insane weapons lock onto Yang Ji from every direction. That icy killing intent makes Yang Ji's pressure look tiny. Evolution program rebooting. Target locked. Tyrant Yang Ji. Firepower ready. Covering target. For the first time, Yang Ji's face changes. He feels imminent death. He wants to dodge, but it's too late. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. The whole hall is swallowed in endless flashes and explosions. Laser fire rains down. Shells pouring like hail. Brutal energy surges. Completely bury Yangji's body. The tough metal floor can't take that fury and gets ripped open, melted away. Li Yu and Zhao Yi stare, shocked, at this apocalyptic scene. Their minds go blank. The same defense system about to kill them just switched sides to save them. Gao Bencheng peeks out from the lab, sees it all, almost dislocates his jaw. He points at you, stammering, then points outside.
Bye-bye, is this you again?
You dust off your hands, give a bright grin, and smile like a kid. Guess they're too evil for the system to handle. Even the vaults, I can't stand them. The gunfire lasts a full 3 minutes. When it finally stops, the central hall is unrecognizable. Walls and floor, riddled with craters and burn marks. The air reeks of smoke and ozone. Right in the center, there's a pit over 10 meters wide, burned black at the bottom. Yang Ji, the tyrant, is nowhere to be found. Is he really dead? Gao Bencheng pokes his head out, voice shaky. You don't answer? Just sweep the vault with the life sign scanner. Check the readings. No life detected. Target confirmed eliminated. The cold voice rings in your mind, but you don't feel much joy. Yang Ji is dead, but you know, he was just a pawn in a Pakdek's plan. Just a disposable piece. The real threat is still coming. Li Yu and Zhao Yi limp in, both looking like they just escaped death. Bye, you saved us again. Li Yu looks at you, but his eyes aren't worshipful now. They're almost fanatical. He thinks now, even if you say your mom's the Jade Emperor, he'd believe it. Zhao Yi just bows deeply. Toward you, silent. That simple move says more than words. Alright, enough with the feels. You wave them off. We're in trouble. You project a camera feed onto the lab wall. On it, a group of around 30 is storming through that same biolab corridor you crossed. They're uniformly armed, moving fast, super tactical. Leading them is a silver-armored woman. That's her. Liu blurts out, people from Silent Court. Why are they working with Apoctech? Silver Moon, the Apoctech security chief. You pull up the database info and say slowly, she's also a top enforcer for Silent Court.
Plus?
An external advisor for Apoctech. Gao Bencheng goes pale. Crap, we're finished. Even Silent Court works for them now. How do we even fight that? Chill out, you glance at him. This is my turf now. You talk as... Your finger quickly moves on a virtual control panel. Xiaobai, what are you doing? Gao gets curious, just prepping some surprises for them. You grin and pull up the passageway's blueprint. Zone events, release Type 3 nerve gas. Zone B floors to high voltage net. Activate all bots in Zone C. You fire off the orders. In the surveillance feeds, the squad led by Silver Moon runs into the first surprise. Thick white gas floods from the vents. Apoctech troops react fast. They slap on gas masks immediately. But Silver Moon barely frowns. A field shimmers around her, stopping the gas. Extraordinary field. You tap your chin. Interesting. Next, they enter Zone B. The first 2 soldiers up front step onto the floor. Sparks shot out under their feet. The 2 of them screamed in pain. They were instantly fried to a crisp. Everyone switched to magnetic hover boots. Yinyu kept her cool. The remaining soldiers quickly grabbed gear from their tactical packs. They hovered about half a foot above the ground. Floating, they sped through the electrified zone. When they reached Sector C, dozens of menacing mechanical sentries burst out from the walls and fought them head-on. These apocalypse soldiers are definitely elite. Their Gauss rifles and energy weapons pack a serious punch. The mechanical sentries barely slowed them down. Even for a second. Bai Jie and the others are almost here. Gao Bencheng was getting antsy. Don't panic or sigh. You keep your composure. These standard traps were never meant to stop them. Your real killer move is coming up. When Yinyu sliced the last sentry in half with her sword, and she led her team to the exit, you hit the final button, activating the Prometheus lab defense system. Phase resonance. A wave of invisible energy shot through the whole corridor. Yinyu's face changed instantly. The soldiers behind her All their high-tech gear began erupting with explosions at once. Indicator lights flashed wildly. Then everything shut off. One soldier tried to lift his Gauss rifle, but found it heavy as a rock, like it had turned into solid iron. The gravity field's acting up. All our gear's dead. My powered system just quit. Chaos broke out in the squad. Only Yinyu was unaffected. Her power comes from herself, not from tech. But she was surprised to find the air around her felt thick as syrup. Every movement took way more effort than usual. This attack targets tech specifically. Yinyu looked up, her gaze seemingly piercing the wall at you. Nice move. Right back at you. You spoke over the intercom, broadcasting your voice. Ms. Yinyu, are you still going to push on? The next surprise could be collapsing the whole tunnel. The corridor went dead silent. After a long pause, Yinyu spoke up, her voice cold and flat. Let's talk. See? This is better. You deactivated the phase resonance and opened the lab doors. Yinyu walked in alone. Her men stayed outside, hanging their heads, checking their busted gear. She entered the lab, her eyes first landing on the tank holding the floating brain, Prometheus. The core, she whispered. So the real goal of Apocalypse Tech was him. That's why you went through all the trouble spreading the Panyu USB rumor, luring in the tyrant, and idiots like Yang Ji as your way in. All for this brain. You leaned on the console, asking with confidence. Yinyu glanced at you, looking slightly surprised. You know a lot. Seems you already took over this place. She didn't deny it. That's right. The Apocalypse Board believes the Prometheus core is the key to a new age for humanity. They want to mass-produce superhumans. That sounds lovely. You scoffed. What they really want is an army of loyal dogs. Yinyu fell quiet. What about you? You stared into her eyes. Court's top agent, symbol of justice. Why are you helping them with this? A flicker of emotion crossed her face, but she quickly went back to normal. This is the court's decision. Apocalypse promised they'd share the tech with us after it's done, to build new order in the wastelands together. Who gets to define this new order? Them? You shook your head. Ms. Yinyu, you're a smart person. Stop fooling yourself. You paused, then changed the subject. Anyway, I'm not interested in your internal drama. I just want to know, what are you planning now? If you want to fight for it, I wouldn't recommend it. If I could blast Yang Ji to bits, I can turn you all to ash. She paused, then went on. My people need to repair their gear. We won't be your enemy for now. But Prophet's troops will be here by tomorrow at the latest. They're in another league. With that, she left the lab, watching her walk away. You started thinking hard. By Jay, was she telling the truth? You came closer, looking super worried. Whether it's true or not, we have to prepare for the worst. You know full well that right now, even though you control the shelter, you're just a kid holding onto a pile of gold. An Evolve could steal everything at any time. Your time reserve wasn't used up just now. Still 2 minutes, 12 seconds. That's your last trump card. But facing a 100-year-old freak, how much can you really do with that? You really have no confidence. You need to get stronger fast. Gao Bancheng. You suddenly called out. Yeah, Bai Jie. What's up? Gao Bancheng straightened up instantly. What's your dad's connection to Apocalypse Tech? How much do you know? Gao Bancheng shook his head, looking miserable. I really have no clue. My dad never talks business with me. He just wants me to be a spoiled brat. I always thought our family just sold luxury stuff. Who knew that we had ties to such a scary group? Seeing how pathetic he looks, you sighed. You can't count on him. Your attention returns to the brain floating in that tank, the Prometheus core. That's your biggest asset right now. Li Yu, Zhao Yi, guard the door. Gao Bansheng, head to the data room. Find every file on bioengineering and gene editing. Bring it all to me. You began issuing orders one by one. Even though you don't really get all this high tech, the Prometheus core does. That ancient brain in the tank is a top-level scientist. You used admin access to start a deep-level conversation with him. Scan my biological data. You ordered the core. A gentle blue light came from the tank, scanning you from head to toe. Running data analysis. Vital signs normal. Genetic sequence stable. No signs of modification. Detected residual spatial anomaly. Mental strength far above human standard. Tracing source of anomaly. Locked onto the time dimension. The analysis result caught your attention. He can actually detect residual fluctuations from the time stop. Can you analyze this ability? You ask anxiously. Analysis requires a more detailed data model. A deep mental link is recommended, so you can directly observe how the energy flows inside you. Warning, deep linking carries some risk.
It could cause mental backlash.
Right now, risk is the last thing you're afraid of. Start linking. You don't hesitate at all. A robotic arm extends from above the pod. Its tip bristles with dozens of fine needle-like probes. The probes gently touch your temple. A cold sensation hits you. In the next second, it's like your consciousness is pulled away, falling into a sea made up of countless data streams and waves of light. You see inside your own body, that strange time energy. It's like a sleeping golden dragon, curled deep in your mind. Every night at midnight, it draws a faint trace from the void to strengthen itself. And when you use your power, it wakes up and releases its strength, separating a small area around you from the normal flow of time. You even see the limit of your power. Why can you only get 1 minute a day? Because your body and mind can only handle and convert that much for now. It's like a bucket, and each day's rainfall is limited. Whether you use it or not, it piles up there. With the help of the Prometheus core, you start trying to sort and guide that power. You realize that with certain types of meditation, you can boost the energy conversion rate. You may not get more each day, but you can use less at once and have finer control. For example, if you paused for 1 minute before, it cost a whole minute of your daily reserve. Now you can pause just a small area, or even just a single object, which drastically reduces the consumption. This is a huge breakthrough. Not sure how much time has passed, but you slowly open your eyes. Now it feels like the whole world has changed in your perception. It's like everything has slowed down. You can clearly track the dust floating in the air. Link complete. Mental sync rate, 17%. Congratulations, top-level authority holder. Your control over your own power has increased greatly. You glance at the time. 6 hours have somehow passed. Gao Bencheng is asleep, clutching a pile of data chips. Li Yu and Zhao Yi are still guarding the door like statues. You stand up, feeling more power in your body than ever before. Not just mentally. Your body, malnourished for so long, also seemed restored during the link, like it was nourished by some kind of bioelectricity, making it much stronger. You walk over to the lab's material synthesizer, pull up the schematic for Breath of Bone, then add information on Tyrant Yangji's corpse remains for material analysis into the machine, using Breath of Bone as the template. Combining it with Yangji's biological traits, you make enhanced bullets. Command confirmed. Material synthesis in progress. Soon. 12 brand new bullets pop out of the machine. These bullets are a deep red all over, covered in bizarre patterns, as if they're full of life energy. You load them into the Breath of Bones magazine, and the whole gun feels a lot heavier. The eerie blood-red gleam on the gun looks even more vivid. After finishing all this, you walk to the lab entrance. Bye, are you done? You rub your sleepy eyes again.
You nod.
Looking toward the entrance of the refuge, using the core's surveillance. You see, a huge convoy parked just outside Black Mountain. Countless soldiers in black-powered armor swarm out like a tide. Leading them is a man sitting on a floating throne. He looks very young and handsome, but his eyes seem to carry the weight of a century of loss and death. The prophet is here. Come on, let's go meet him. You say calmly. Right now. You're startled again. Can't we just use traps to deal with them from here? There's no hiding from this. You shake your head. Plus, I want to see what this freak who's lived 100 years can really do. You take Liu, Zhao Yi, and the freshly woken Gao Bancheng down the shelter's internal elevator, going straight to the surface. The heavy alloy doors at the entrance rise slowly. Thousands of Apocalypse soldiers are already lined up outside. Every gun is aimed directly at you. That murderous energy alone could terrify any army. The prophet on his throne slowly raises his eyes, looking right at you. You're the new core controller. His voice is soft, but clear to everyone there. An interesting little one. Hand over the core. Bow to me, and I can give you immortality. You laugh. Sorry. Being someone's dog isn't my thing. You lift up the breath of bone and aim at the prophet. But I am interested in your life, though. You barely finish speaking. Before pulling the trigger, time pauses the moment you fire. Your figure vanishes from view, striking at the prophet's throne at lightning speed. You don't even try to shoot him, because your instincts tell you normal attacks won't work. Your goal is to get close and use your newly learned finer time control for a surprise attack. But just as you're about to reach him, something suddenly changes. A ripple appears in your frozen timeline. The prophet's eyes move ever so slightly. A creepy smile forms at the corner of his mouth. He can actually react, even in your time stop. Even if just barely. Your instincts scream danger. You've never faced anything like this before.